This here's from the Hollywood Reporter. It's a bit of a throwback, but this topic's recently come up where Johnny's being supported by the Saudis. Now, I'll say this, there's an elephant here in the room. Some people get political about it. I don't know details, so I don't want to get into that aspect. Maybe I'll touch upon it later, but I digress. So anyway, I heard through an ex post, I think by that umbrella guy, that the Saudis have about 800 billion to work with for the movie industry or something like that. They've got a ton of money, and they're going to be supporting Johnny moving forward. Now, what I also didn't know was they supported Gene Dabari, which I'm going to guess is the main reason Johnny went to the Red Sea Film Festival in the first place. So anyway, figured I'd take a look at some details, a little bit about the recent past and how they feel about Johnny. They said he got a VIP tour of the ALULA, and I'm sure he got the VIP status. Very believable. They said his guide was a well-connected royal and governor of the ALULA's Royal Commission. They said the person also posted about it on Instagram. They commented on Johnny's many necklaces. Alright, I'm not so up on that. This here is where they mention how Gene Dabari was funded by the Saudis, and the thing is, I don't think they just funded it flat up. What happened is, don't quote me, but what I think happened is Mylon had a budget, but that budget started to get tight and run out, and they stepped in and saved her. So I'm pretty sure they funded part of it. But nonetheless, from what I hear, they were a big help. And they actually mention you know who here. People say to me, keep them unconnected, separate them. And in theory, and you're saying the right thing from your heart, but realistically, it just isn't going to happen. It's like saying separate John Lennon from Yoko Ono. It can't really happen. I think this is one of the reasons she married him, so she'd have the name connection forever, no matter what happened. It's a bit irritating, but I just think it's a fact of life. Anyway, they say, a few months later, this unlikely union would bear some seriously prestigious fruit when Gene Dabari was unveiled as Cannes opening night film. It would appear to be a win for all involved, which it was. Not only does Depp get a Cannes-endorsed career boost after his reputation battering legal tussle with Amber Heard, but Saudi Arabia, a country where cinemas were literally banned until 2018, lands major bragging rights at the biggest film festival on the planet. Well, maybe that's why they're doing it. I don't know. Maybe to catch up with the rest of the world if they didn't have cinemas. But that rabbit hole's too deep for me. Let's keep going. They do say it's a curious thing for the Saudis to back because it's full of sex. And I guess they're a little bit more conservative there with their, under the bedsheet habits. But then again, maybe that shows exactly how much they like Johnny, because even with things that go against their normal morals or whatever, they're still willing to put it out there. They say a local exec says it's such a weird choice, I don't know who strategizes for them. I don't know. It's hard to say. Who cares? Hopefully they're getting more modern and being a little bit more open about things. I'd say as far as like sex scenes, I'm kind of in the middle of conservative and liberal. I'm like, all right, if it has some context, if it makes sense, if it's not completely for nothing, sure. I mean, I'm just pretty much take it or leave it. But I won't criticize people who like it or whatever. All good. They also say the Saudis back some other films, not just Gene Dabari. I'm not sure which films they are. Not super important, but they're spreading out the support, not only to Johnny. So alright, but I gotta think Johnny's their main man. And it closes with this. We may never know the exact reasoning behind Saudi Arabia's financing of Gene Dabari at the time of the investment. Saudis involved in the deal said it was part of the country's ongoing mission to support distinctive filmmaking and champion visionary female talent, which might not align with anything the Red Sea Film Festival Foundation put in its mission statement about helping Saudi Arabia's film industry, but does fit with Red Sea's celebration of women in film, a gala it is held in both Cannes and Jeddah. And if Depp is using Saudi Arabia to help steady the ship after a rocky couple of years, he may not be the only one. In March, Will Smith was a special guest in ALULA. Alright, that's exactly what I was thinking. Look, Johnny's had it unfair. Things happen to him, things spiraled out of control. So, if he's gonna get back on his feet a little bit by using help from these people, I guess I'm cool with it. I mean, Like I was saying before, some people have some political opinions here about this. There's a certain war going on, and some people feel Saudi Arabia is on one side or the other, but I just can't make the connection with Johnny. I'm definitely for not supporting things when they make wrong choices, clearly, like not supporting Aquaman 2 when Amber's in it and she was found to be guilty in court. But that's straightforward on the surface. If you're saying, well, Johnny's involved with these people and I've got these political issues, you don't know for sure what's going on behind the scenes, so it's hard to actually say. I'll cancel things when there's an absolute out in the open reason. Anyway, not going to get too into that. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you're not subscribed here, consider it. If you don't, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.